Honestly, I never grow tired of that intro. It's just so cool. But hello everybody and welcome back to Species Unknown. I've honestly been addicted to this game and it's just so much fun. But yeah, the last time I actually played this game for the channel, it was like my first contract. Now I'm actually like equipped to deal with the specimens in this game. Because I pretty much maxed out on all upgrades, but I do want to show off capturing and killing each of the specimens because that's honestly my favorite part about the game. And of course I got all the lore and I want to show off the lore of each specimen. So the way I'm probably going to do these videos now, I'm going to like probably keep it like at the start like 2 specimen kills and then like a capture. And then like wrap it up with the captures because I'm probably going like after I deal with the specimen, I'm going to go re-up the lore, so on and so on. But yeah, I definitely want to show off the specimens of this game, which, speaking of specimens, it's the squid. Good. I think, like, yeah, this is just a normal kill contract. I got 6 respawn tickets, no explosive items, paid ammo, and healing points. Ugh. But, I'm rocking the shield, too. Which, honestly, this is going to come in handy since I'm dealing with the squid. Because the squid can insta-kill you if it gets on your head. Oh, by the way, up-and-coming specimen, too. Yep. Because you got the, there's a specimen right here. I'll explain more on him later, because he's a pain, but, yeah, I'm guessing this other robot right here is, supposed to be an up-and-coming specimen that they're adding later on in the game. First things first, we need to head up to the crew deck, turn on the power. I kind of figured out that the specimens don't really attack you if the power's off at the start. It's when you flip the power on, then that's when they start becoming more active. Okay, so we need to find a weapon to kill it, which is all the way in crew's quarters, because we need the flamethrower. The thing with the squid is normal conventional firearms don't really work on it, because it just kind of regenerates from bullets, so you kind of need to burn it. It's on the left somewhere. Probably in the vents. I hear ya. I want to try to avoid standing underneath the vents as much as possible. Like that. Alright, I didn't show off this area in my first video on this game, which the crew's quarters is actually, I'd say this is probably the easiest route to go. It's definitely better than going through machinery. I don't like going through machinery. Yeah, he's just chilling in the vents. I hear something beeping. I think the best class 2 weapon to use on the squid is definitely the shotgun too, so hopefully it's the shotgun. It's assault rifle. That's okay. Definitely better than the SMG. But first things first, we need to find key cards. I already got one. I hear beeping again, so there's like another gun somewhere around here. Probably in this room. Yep. For you, SMG. Yep, there's one. Whoa! Yep, this is why I wanted to shield. Yep. Run away. So what it just did there was latch onto my head, and yes, I got a crap ton of credits. But yeah, if you're underneath a vent and it jumps down on you, it's going to latch onto your head, and it's going to do like an instant decapitation. However, if you got the shield, just look up with the shield and you can actually avoid it. In fact, I honestly don't recommend anything else aside from the shield. Minimap's okay. Threat detector is actually really useful if you want to capture or hunt the specimens as well. Let me shut the blinds just so it doesn't see us. Load that. Yep, here he is. Yeah, go back up in the vent. Go away. Alright. I think we only need 4. Let's see. Yep. Two, 3, 4. There we go. Before I head down that way, we're going to check down here real quick, see if I can find a shotgun. So far, no cigar. Take these rooms down here. Oh. Seriously, no shotgun. I really hate that light right now. I know it's in one of these vents. It's hiding in one of these vents. Yeah, it's somewhere down there. Yeah, no thank you. I don't want you jumping on my head again. I think it just exited down there. I hear beeping somewhere, so there's definitely another gun. Yep. Shotgun. Okay. Here comes the real fun part. Because the flamethrowers in the guest rooms are actually locked, so we actually need to go into the vents to get to the guest room. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And I already forgot which room it is. What was it, like third? Actually, you know what? The best way to tell is to just kind of walk over, peer down. If you don't see a corpse down there. Yeah, like I don't see a corpse anywhere down there, so it's definitely not this one. Weapon beeps are on, and I can kind of hear it. Now the squid can come in here. In fact, all the entities can actually come in. The worst one in the vents, though, is definitely Specimen 010. I want to do as little explanation on him. That's probably the... Yep, that's it. Okay. Now we can actually kill the target. Sounds like he's already in the vent. Yeah, he's up there. I just saw his tentacle. Come on. Knock him on the ground. Burn him. And now the hunt is on. Because now he's gonna run off to a specific part of the map and we gotta chase after him. Which usually when they're running, they'll run to the dorm area. Yeah, living area. The real question is where at? Might be down scientist dormitories. Yep, there he is. Alright. One more ought to do it. Hey, this is probably going to net me a profit, actually. No explosives. I haven't used a healing station or any of the ammo stations, so... Yeah, he's down here in the workers' dormitories. Question is where at. Yeah, he sounds close. He's somewhere. Or no, he's right there. Hey, buddy. Here. Oh no. There we go. That's it. mag dump into him. Eh, 15 minutes is alright. 15 minutes, 40-some seconds. Validate payment. I can't wait till they add in more stuff to this game, though. They're supposed to be adding in like more ships and stuff like that, and of course like new upgrades. All right, guys, so before I move on to the next contract, I actually do want to show off the specimen rooms. But yeah, I'm gonna like, once I'm done with the specimen, I'm gonna show off their particular rooms. So like the specimen we just dealt with was specimen 006. So yeah, like I said, 100% complete. And I like how whenever the specimen notices, like when you walk into the door, they'll immediately start observing you through the glass. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so this is the squid. He honestly looks adorable in a weird way. It's like, it's the eyes that does it for me. He's kind of cute enough. I also like the, I don't know what those are called. His flappers or ribbons, whatever you want to call those things on its head. Yeah, here's the pieces of the squid. But the main thing I really want to show off is this, the codex. So after you extract the data on each specimen 4 times, you actually get like a little bit of backstory about the specimen. So 1, specimen discovery. Specimen 006 originates from the ocean planet LHS 1140b. This planet was first explored in 2156. Exploration reports at the time indicated the presence of oil at the depth of approximately 4,560 meters. The AEP company then purchased the subsurface exploitation rights and began construction of 4 oil platforms. It wasn't until 2186 that the first automated extraction station began operations. The oil wells at LHS 1140b continue to be exploited today. However, these wells require regular maintenance. In addition to maintenance robots, underwater missions are organized every month to check the condition of the facilities. Gary McCain and Los Gomez are professional deep divers. They are responsible for implementing the protocols for monitoring and the condition of the underwater facilities. Specimen ID 006 is first mentioned in the report of March 10, 2204. Subsequent reports refer to a giant octopus or a bulging-eyed squid. The animal apparently never displayed hostility towards divers. It approached them at a reasonable distance and observed them. In the report of August 11, 2204, Mr. Gomez wrote, "The octopus got within 2 meters of us. It was very curious. Over time, we began to get to know each other. It was as if it was waiting for us each time we visited. It followed and observed us." This is actually true, especially with because the thing is, like, octopuses in real life are actually like very intelligent and clever animals. In fact, they do recognize divers. There's instances of like divers going back out in like a coral reef, and it's the same octopus that always approaches them. So yeah, octopuses, they're capable of remembering faces and stuff. They're very, very intelligent animals. 2. First murders. On August 15th, 2204, the supply freighter docked at oil rig 004, where Mr. McCain and Mr. Gomez were based. The freighter's commander reported that he hadn't heard from the rig for 4 days, which wasn't uncommon. Storms are frequent on the planet, and they can disrupt communications. However, he began to worry when he saw that no one was waiting for them on deck when they arrived. Equipped with simple automatic rifles, part of the crew set out to meet the station's inhabitants. Along the way, they discovered several corpses. It was impossible to identify the bodies as their heads were missing. After an hour of exploration, the crew returned to the ship to report. We encountered no survivors. We counted 56 bodies, which corresponds to the number of people recorded on the platform. There is no apparent evidence of the cause of the genocide. The station's director's logbook makes no note of a potential threat. However, there are pools of ink scattered on the ground. We also heard metallic noises. Hard to say if these sounds were produced by the station's creaking or something else. In any case, we saw nothing suspicious. Following the authorities' instructions, the cargo ship departed with its hold full, leaving the bodies behind on the oil platform for investigation purposes. 3. Accidental exploration. The freighter was on a 10-day journey to return to the space dock of the Nessus 561 system from which it departed. The ship's log stations that on the second day of the journey, the ship's storekeeper, Ulrich Menchev, heard noises coming from the hold. According to his interrogation, he went alone to check that the supplies were securely fastened. He discovered the creature rummaging through the crates looking for food. The storekeeper's first instinct was to approach the creature instead of alerting his superior officer. He deemed it harmless and lost. It approached him and jumped on him. It tried to tear off his head with its tentacles. Mr. Menchev then drew his gun and shot it. The creature fled, leaving a cloud of ink behind. It may have been injured. Following this attack, the freighter was put into emergency intrusive protocol, originally designed to counter pirates. This protocol involved shutting down the engines and waiting for a military unit to arrive. The ship's passengers huddled in a secure room while awaiting rescue. Stephen Howard, the ship's captain, recounts the following. The creature entered through the ventilation of the command center where we were waiting. It showed no signs of injury caused by Ulrich. We fired at it with the weapons we had, but it seemed to regenerate faster than we could fire. It was eventually stunned by our firepower. Lieutenant Reed then took the blowtorch we used to repair the hull and pointed it at the creature. 4. Conclusion. Following Lieutenant Reed's intervention, the creature fled after being burned. Its burns appeared permanent. Unlike bullet holes from conventional weapons, a rescue unit arrived 15 minutes after the distress signal was sent and enabled the evacuation of the passengers. Conclusion of the report on specimen ID is 006. This specimen is currently the only one ever encountered. However, we assume that there are other individuals of its species on the ocean planet LHS 1140b, where it originated. Given that this is the only specimen encountered, we can assume that this one exhibited particular traits of curiosity. This personality led the individual to explore the oil rig and later infiltrate the freighter. It would appear that it feeds on fresh meat with a clear preference for brains. Decapitating its prey allowed it both to eliminate any resistance and to directly access the preferred meal. Like the common octopus, specimen 006 is capable of generating an ink cloud to disguise its escape. After several tests on this fluid, we're able to confirm that it has unique characteristics. Capturing the individual could allow for further analysis. So, it just basically likes the taste of brains. That's disturbing, but yeah, originally, like, I think when they first encountered it, it was actually curious, but it was also like weighing in its chances, because you actually do see this with predators in real life, Especially like wolves are actually a really good example of this. If you encounter a lone wolf, the odds are the wolf won't actually attack you, because whenever a wolf observes you, it's debating in its mind whether or not it wants to waste the energy to bring you down. Which I imagine that's probably what the squid was actually doing when they, well, the octopus, what it was actually doing when they first encountered it. It was actually weighing in the odds and seeing if it was like prey it could actually take down, which obviously it definitely figured out it could. That's kind of curious. So yeah, I imagine, yeah, there's probably going to be a lot more of them on that ocean planet. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next specimen, shall we? All right. Specimen number 2. Which one are we killing this time? Watch it be like squid again. Well, there is one particular specimen I really want to show off. That, of course, being Specimen 10, because Specimen 10 is my favorite. Alright, another simple kill mission. Let's go ahead and move back onto the ship. I think, okay, no beeps this time. Great. Which one we get this time? Yeah, it's definitely a face eater. Is he either ethereal or mutation? Oh, it's mutation. Okay. This was the thing I encountered in my first episode. But she's actually pretty manageable, actually, so... But a good way to tell if it's the mutation if you start hearing that stomping around the vents. If it was the ethereal, you'd be hearing ghostly wails, which I hope we get the ethereal next, because the ethereal... The ethereal's interesting, but for this, we want the shotgun, which is all the way in the engine room. You know, actually, yeah, I'm gonna go through cruise quarters again. I'm gonna show off how to get to the engine room through the cruise quarters. It's in the vent. It's in the vent. I'm gonna hit that real quick. Yeah, he's out. Deja vu. Oh yeah, no weapon beeps, so I have to be real careful here. like that. It's up in that vent. I can hear it growling. Alright, sounds like a lost interest. When it comes to mutation, actually, like, a little piece of advice with him, he won't drop down until he sees you in the vent. Or hears you. So if you hear him, like, stomping around close by the vents, just, like, freeze, hold still, don't move. And he'll walk away. Because he really likes to stay up in the vents. There's another one. Luckily, there's explosives around for us. Yep, of course you would. Yep, come on after me, big boy. All right, quickly run here, shut this. Always close the shutters, because they can't see you out the windows when the shutters are down. Especially if you're dealing with what was it? 008. 008, you definitely want those shutters down with. Any guns in here? No. Okay. Kind of hoping for a shotgun. Shotgun would be really nice too. Shouldn't be running. Alright, we're gonna run down here real quick. I want to check these rooms, see if there's any guns in here. Nah, that's not a corpse. You want to look for like the military styled corpses. Those are the ones with guns. Yeah, the ones wearing armor. Yeah, there's one. SMG though. SMG's fine. It's actually really good against Specimen 10. Nothing in there. Shotgun. That's what I really want. Alright. Start making our way to the engine room. Wonder where it ran off to, though. Oh, I hear him. I think, yeah, he probably went back. He probably went to machinery. And then came back. Okay. Hit that. I think we're good. Alright, and which one was it? Okay, no, we're gonna check top floor engine room B. Not up here, we can move on to like top floor A. Actually, no, we're just gonna knock out engine room B first. Well, yeah. I wouldn't say it's here, but doesn't look like it's up here. That's probably down below. Oh wow, you actually noticed me. What's up, big guy? Kinda cares on when you'd show up again. Later. Yeah, luckily there's no vents in here. The only vent is like back here. Alright, we're gonna check the back here first. If it's not back here, we're gonna go like down the floor. Yeah, it's not back here. Looking for corpses, looking for corpses. Where are there any corpses? It's not in here, then great, must be in engine room A. Yeah, might actually be in engine room A. Doesn't hurt to do a double check. Nope. Okay. Fine by me. Just let them walk on by. Alright, engine room A then. Let's check top floor again first. If it's not up here, then I'll check downstairs. Couple corpses around here. Flamethrower, not what we needed. We need zap gun. Here's the back air up in the vents again. Great. Back here. There it is. Okay. Pick you up. And I do actually hate this thing because it's got a bit of a charge to it. First, we need to find our big old friends, wherever he's at. Though, if you can't find him, yep, here he comes. Hey, buddy. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a pain. Okay. I at least need to break his face off a little bit. If I could break his face off, then we could get rid of this electric gun. There we go. And now it's the hunting game again. 'Cause now we need to figure out where he ran off to. Usually he runs off somewhere in machinery. Oh, by the way, this is a much easier direction to go instead of going through the core area. Yeah, he's down here. Yeah, I hear him stomping around in the water. Hey, buddy, where you at? I know you're here. No use hiding. This is actually a bad effing place to be using this thing. To be honest, he'd be fried. There we go. Base is completely gone. I could ditch this stupid thing. I'm venturing to guess he went all the way back to the engine room. He can't go up into dorms, though. Oh. Is he actually down here? Oh, yeah, he is. Hey, bud. I was kind of curious about that. Oh. Bit close for my liking. Run, 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 run. Oh. Ouch. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's very bad. I probably should have opened up that door, but that's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. We still good. Still killed him. I still killed him. Ah, okay. Woo! Again, explosive barrels help me out with that, dude. 22 minutes. Alright, back into the specimens room. That one was, I want to say 00. Yeah, 009. Mutation. She's kind of interesting looking. He's got like a weird old man face. I don't know. Couple of his bits. Yeah, there's like half his face. I don't know what that is. And here we got like the head. Interesting enough, this is actually what's underneath the face. Like his face splits apart and he reveals this head. Yeah, specimen 009. Okay. Number 1, Professor Delaware. Michael Delaware was a 76-year-old scientist specializing in genetic mutations. His work demonstrated, among other things, that viral attacks on the body accelerate genetic mutation. This thesis earned him the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 2189. Following this international award, he received numerous job offers in 2191. He agreed to join Blue Science Corp to continue his work. Professor Delaware is described by his colleagues as quiet. He is not comfortable in public and refuses all requests to appear in public, unless he is surrounded by renowned scientists with whom he can discuss his work. He has no patience with people who are not at his level. Several of his former colleagues even described him as mean and ruthless. One day he asked me if I knew what a cell was. I answered him. He told me it wasn't the answer he was expecting. He told me to go back to college. Can you believe it? I've studied for 13 years. I have the same job as him. He has absolutely no right to talk to me like that. The worst part is, I don't think he meant to be mean. He doesn't realize what he's saying. With the Blue Science Corps, Professor Delaware was assigned to the mobile laboratory of a military ship. He was working on a serum intended to be the ultimate vaccine against all viruses. Kinda... It's sounding like a lot of the G virus from Resident Evil. That's what it's like sounding like. In his lab, Professor Delaware worked with 6 other scientists. He didn't have a good relationship with them and was subject to several hazing incidents that have never reported. Well, he never reported. The only person Professor Delaware interacted with was the maintenance worker who cleaned the lab. Annabelle Rosenberg testifies. Oh yeah, Mike definitely wasn't an easy guy. I didn't go to college. I didn't understand much about what he was doing. And he knew it, but I'd listen to him. Talk about antibodies or whatever, and I'd ask dumb questions. He used to give me funny looks sometimes, but he'd answer me. I think he was just glad to have somebody to talk to. Those other chemists, he didn't trust them. On October 15, 2203, Dr. Fletcher was working with Professor Delaware to prepare syringes for the next test subject. In his report, he described the serum as almost stable. Due to a clumsy move, Dr. Fletcher accidentally inoculated Professor Delaware with the serum. He believed there would be no irreversible consequences. He was dismissed following this accident. After his injection, Professor Delaware immediately developed a fever and tremors. He was kept under observation in a cell in the laboratory instead of going to the infirmary. His condition stabilized after a few hours of rest. 3. Test subject. After learning of the incident, the Blue Science Corps Scientific Committee decided to keep Professor Delaware captive and use him as an experimental subject. No record of the professor's consent has been found. The subject was inoculated with several viruses, including the MKOX variant of monkeypox, the PK45 strain of the Ebola virus, the measles morbillivirus, and the Martian virus, MM875. The complete list of viruses used on the subject no longer exists. Several pages of the report are missing. Here are excerpts from the report, day 58 after the start of the experiment. The subject shows no classic symptoms of the disease transmitted to him. However, he has undergone certain physical changes, such as difficulty walking on 2 legs. The subject's head has doubled in size. The subject does not speak, but it is impossible to know if this is by choice or inability. The subject is prone to fits of rage. When we are about to administer a new strain of virus to immobilize him, we must deliver an electric shock to his head. This is the only way to calm him down. In the video recording from the evening of December 24th, 2205, Miss Rosenberg can be seen pausing for a moment to observe the subject. She appears to be speaking to him, and the subject is looking at her attentively. Miss Rosenberg then opens the cell door. The subject comes out. His head splits open, and a second head inside devours Miss Rosenberg's face. Rosenberg was a moron. 4. Conclusion. Synthesis of the report on specimen ID 009. There are no survivors among the passengers of the Blue Science Corps military ship. The soldiers found dead were equipped with conventional firearms. We did not encounter the subject during our rescue attempt. The scientific reports and logs were incomplete and damaged upon the arrival of the rescue unit. At present, we are unable to provide a list of the viruses and other diseases that were administered to the subject. Given these circumstances, we must conclude that it is not possible to consider the subject as a potential treatable patient. So I'm guessing, like, he's the main specimen of the HSS Hawkins. Following our investigation, we confirmed that Blue Science Corp violated several international human rights laws as well as the WMA's internal code of medical ethics. Here is what we know so far about specimen ID 009. His original name was Michael Delaware, aka Mike. He was a genius scientist. He underwent multiple injections of various diseases, which combined with the serum Professor Delaware was working on generated significant physical mutations. He is particularly dangerous. His only known weakness is electricity. By aiming at his head with an electrical gun, for example, you will reveal a second head, its true face. It is impossible to describe him precisely. Those who have seen him are no longer here to tell the tale. So his real name's Mike. So yeah, I'm guessing like the HMS Hawking is like the yeah, it was that ship that the Blue Sky Corp was using. He's like the main specimen of that specific map. Now I do know they're planning on adding in more maps later on. Like I would love a map on the water planet, but yeah, so that's specimen 009, the mutation. He shares like a lot of similarities with Dr. Birkin from Resident Evil. In fact, it would not surprise me if that was the inspiration towards this specimen. Because the way this virus that he's talking about sounds, it sounds like a lot like the G virus. In fact, it's the exact same premise on how they actually, like why they, because I think like originally, yeah, the G virus was supposed to be biological immortality. And then, of course, immunity to other viruses. But the actual cost was like accelerated cellular mutation. So essentially, you just constantly keep growing tumors and tumors and getting bigger and bigger in size with biomass. Kind of cool. All right, back at it again. This time we're doing a capture contract. So instead of killing the specimen, we're actually going to aim to capture the specimen. So this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be great. HSS Hawkins. All right. Contract type, capture the specimen, don't kill the specimen, reach the command deck, blah, blah, blah. Same premise of killing specimen, although, you know, like I said, this time we're actually capturing it. I ain't got no handgun though, because that's, yeah, no category 1 weapons, so. It's another face eater. If it's the ethereal, then that's just dandy. It is, it's the ethereal. Okay. This guy's actually very easy to capture. Very easy. In fact, I'm kind of glad I don't have a gun for this, because the thing about the ethereal is he's incorporeal, so small, well, any bullets will just go right through him. But for this, we want to get the cryo gun, which is all the way into cruise quarters. Okay. Goody goody. The interesting thing about this guy is he likes to teleport all around the map. He's the only one that could actually, like, teleport to random parts of the map. He's not like the other ones, which move around through the vents. Not. He'll appear anywhere. He's behind me. Yeah, he's up there somewhere. Okay, so the good thing about this guy is he won't attack me unless I look at him. So when you're dealing with the ethereal, you want to try your best not to look at him in the eyes. I think he just... Yep, he's right there. I don't know why he just randomly floated away. In fact, where did he... He teleported. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's right next to me. He's behind me. Hey, bud. Okay, he's gone. Yeah, he likes to do this thing where he tries to force you to look at him. Just try... Yeah, just, like I said, try to avoid eye contact. Don't look at him in the eyes. Or he'll bite your face off. He's interesting. He's definitely very cool looking, but he could be a pain to deal with. He's just like really annoying. Very, very annoying. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. Oh, yep. He didn't like me looking at him. Sorry, sir. Excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and go away. Sorry for bothering you. Go back to floating around. For all that, I only got 2 key cards. Well, 3. But 1 more. Oh, God. As if this is going to be useful. Okay, we definitely know he was right there. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Quit with the num-nums, okay? No num-num. Need to find... Are you kidding me? You're behind me. Yeah, he's behind me again. You're a dick. I hope you know that. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, the good thing about the zero handgun missions is, well, at least it frees up a free slot. Get a class 2 weapon. Which would have been useful for any other entity, but no, we got the one entity where it doesn't even matter. I think it was like the last one. Grab the cryo gun. Gotta run back to the ship. I need to lure him on the ship. Oh, you son of a bitch. I'd never seen him do that, but God, that was creepy. That was actually terrifying. No, go away. Don't do that again. Hell nah. He did it again. Yeah, he did it again. He did it again. Oh yeah, do it again. Yeah, sure. I'll go right through the. Oh, no. Quit. Quit. Leave me alone. Give me a cryo gun. There it is. All right, we need to run back to the ship. Oh, he's gonna come right in front of me. Oh, you nope. YOLO, do. Oh yeah, and the more time goes on, the more aggressive he actually gets. In the beginning, he was just messing around. Nah, now he's kicking it up. Yeah, there he is again. Fine, I'll do the age-old trick. Look on the floor when I run. Let me guess, he's gonna pop out like right down here. No, I'm surprised by that. Okay. Oh, he's right in front of the ship. I mean, that works out. I need to get him on the ship anyway. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. I need to lure him down here. This is the tricky part about capturing specimens. You gotta get them in this room. Hey, bud. Oh, no! I thought I froze him. No, I thought I froze him. What was that? Okay. Great, we're back at the crew's quarters. Let me guess, he's gonna just pop out right in front of me somewhere. Okay, just hurry up, get back on the ship. We should be good. I should probably... I ain't gonna worry about it right now. Reload that. Alright, let's try this again. If I can bait him down here. Yep, here he comes. Come on, ship. Yep. Got you that time. All right, hit that real quick. No, you don't. Got you that time, buddy. Oh, the teeth chatter is just so creepy. Yeah, he's gonna go back to being ethereal. That's so cool. Design wise, he is one of my favorites. I think, like, out of all the specimens, he easily has the best design, actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, he easily has the best. Okay. Hurry up and get out of here. Oh yeah, I gotta close the shuttle door. Oh, quick side note, by the way, because I learned this the hard way. You can actually glitch him out of the pod. If you stand close enough to the door and look at him, he will actually rip your face off of the pod. But you gotta be like, almost like phasing right through the door. So try to stay away from the doors when you capture him. Or else you would have to go back and recapture him. Yeah, but 13 minutes to... Yeah, he's definitely the easiest one to actually capture. But let's head back to the space station. Alright, back down to the specimen's room. I think he was supposed to be specimen 007. Yeah. Bit of a closer look at him. Oh, I like how he, yeah, he moves up and down. Depending on, like, where you're looking on the screen. Like, right now, he's fully up. If you look all the way down, he goes fully down. And the way his rib cage is exposed, that's so creepy. So cool. Can't say much about his head, though, because his head... his head is definitely goofy. Like, it looks like he's so happy to see me. He's just a happy boy. Got his arm, his leg, and part of his torso, I guess. But ID 007, number 1, unexpected event on Calypso. Calypso, I think, is actually supposed to be the plant, like the next map we're going to get. Because I think like we're supposed to be getting like a planetary station map where like it's supposed to be like a habit zone, I guess, or like a lab on a extraterrestrial planet. I think it's supposed to be Calypso. Specimen ID 007 was discovered on December 8th, 2101 on the asteroid Calypso, which was discovered from the observatory on the French space station Pegasus 7. Researcher Henry Duchamp was credited with this unique discovery. Indeed, in addition to being composed of silicates and ferrous nickel, another unknown component was present on its surface. According to Mr. Duchamp's calculations, it would be close enough to the station in the coming years to allow samples to be collected directly from its surface. 3 years later, an expedition was organized and the asteroid was approached by 2 scientists, Anna Martin and Gregory Pennell. Here is an excerpt from their communication. This is Gregory and Anna. We are currently on the asteroid Calypso. We are facing an unexpected event. The material we are supposed to be collecting is not solid, and it's moving. It looks like a swarm. Particles are orbiting some kind of nucleus. I'm going to try to get closer to examine it more closely. We are not currently equipped to extract samples of such material. After the end of the message, Miss Martin would later recount that Mr. Pennell did indeed approach this material. As soon as his hand came into contact with it, the swarm absorbed the scientist's body. Miss Martin then fled and returned to the ship, unaware that she'd been followed. Number 2, infiltration. The Pegasus 7 space station in charge of the expedition noted in its report the various communications coming from the spacecraft. At 8:34 UTC, Gregory Pennell gave his report from the ground. At 11:12 UTC, the commander reported Mr. Pennell's disappearance and announced an imminent takeoff. At 16:46 UTC, an anonymous message reported various incidents on board, as well as the need for an armed response team and a medical team to be present upon arrival. A Space Force platoon of approximately 50 men was present when the spacecraft docked at 1856 UTC. A cloud of frost escaped from the entrance hatch when it was opened. The spacecraft had approximately 10 people on board. Only Miss Martin was found safe and sound. She was discovered huddled in the corner of the wall, hands over her face, suffering from severe hyperthermia. The response team was forced to sedate her to take her to the hospital. All other crew members were dead and had their faces ripped off. DNA sampling was necessary to identify the bodies. Aboard the ship, all CO2 extinguishers had been used up. The ship's air conditioning was on full blast. The interior temperature was minus 83 Celsius when it was opened. A humanoid creature was trapped in the galley. It was on all fours and was very aggressive towards the soldiers present. After a few minutes of fighting, the creature took on a vaporous form and vanished. The interior temperature of the ship was then minus 71 degrees Celsius. Testimony. After several weeks of treatment, Miss Martin was able to share her experience. We didn't realize right away that the creature had come upon with me. When it's in its normal state, it flies. It's not physical. The only sound it makes is a sort of death rattle, with clattering noises. I can still hear it in my nightmares. We were all in the kitchen, and then it came out of nowhere. We were talking about what had happened on the asteroid, and then it attacked us. It lunged at the commander. It was completely different from the shape it had on the asteroid. It had a face, arms, and legs. It still had those little particles around it, though. I was the furthest from the door. I couldn't escape. I was so scared that I stood in the corner. I wasn't looking. I just heard what was happening. The creature approached me. It was chattering its teeth. That was really horrible, but it left me alone because I wasn't looking at it. Miss Martin also recounts that one of her colleagues tried to attack the creature by using a CO2 fire extinguisher, the only weapon on board. The creature began to struggle and scream, and then changed state, fell to the ground, and became solid. It moved on all fours for a few seconds, then quickly returned to its ethereal state. Miss Martin was able to get to the cockpit by walking along the walls. She sent out a message, put on a spacesuit, and checked the autopilot instructions. She then activated the ship's life support protocol to lower the internal temperature, and hid while waiting to dock with the home station. So she was like bringing this thing to the station. I was like how it's codenamed Ghost. For conclusion, suspected behavior of specimen ID 007. Currently, we have no idea of the individual's exact location. The specimen is the only representative of its species to date. Its origins remain a mystery. In the absence of scientific examination, we are unable to determine its exact composition. We can only hypothesize. According to Mr. Dechamp's work, the trajectory history of the asteroid Calypso shows that it passed through the accretion disk of the black hole NGC 7457 several thousand light years before its discovery. We can therefore assume that this creature has a connection to the physical reactions of the sediments present on this accurate disk, and perhaps even to dark matter. Thanks to the testimonies of Miss Martin and the agents who fought it, we know to date that the specimen changes shape and roughly emits the appearance of its last victim. The specimen becomes aggressive the moment you make eye contact. If it targets you, it will rip your face off. The specimen changes state at temperature of approximately minus 71 Celsius. It becomes solid and susceptible to firearms. The use of frost guns is recommended when confronting it, as they emit a powder with a temperature of minus 196 degrees Celsius. Wow. Compared to 78 Celsius for a CO2 extinguisher, which would allow it to remain in the state long enough to be incapacitated. That's basically telling you how to kill it. That's actually very interesting. Now he's not even up. Noticed I was looking at him again. Again, that's so cool. The way that the particles just fall off of it. Ugh. He's easily the coolest. He's easily the coolest designed one. By far. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end off the video here. Next episode, yeah, I'm probably going to do like another 2. Hopefully I get the, well, Specimen 008 and of course Specimen 0010 for the kills, and then like another capture mission. But until then, if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe as always. Until next time, have a good day.